Hello, welcome to the Reframing Mindset podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity to practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, so welcome back to Reframe Mindset podcast. My name is Colin Brooks, and basically, this episode is going to talk about, the new rules, Alkaline's New Rule Festival, which I actually went, So this will be the actual reaction after the party, So basically, it's going to be a late reaction because the party was like, I guess maybe more than a week ago. So, but it actually takes some time because I took some notes meanwhile in the party, and I took some videos and such. But to actually go through, to actually get to really write down my reaction during the party, it kind of would take away from the actual experience of the party. So I actually took some notes of something that kind of just caught my eyes at some time, and the rest of the time I was taking videos. But overall, bro, the New Rule Festival, it was great, bro. It was great. It's like it's been a while since I actually went to a party, and more specifically a dancehall party. And that was a good first experience, it's a good first experience. It was so great. But let's get into it, So basically, for the party, I bought a general ticket, not a VIP ticket. So I was basically watching the event from like a TV, like a big TV, behind a fence. So basically, I actually took some footage and put it up on the Reframing Mindset podcast Instagram page, which is called Reframing Mindset podcast. So if you want to see the footage that I got, which is some bad camera recording, but the footage that I got is up there on the page, so you can look on the highlights, the new rules 2022 highlights to see it. And most of my reaction will be from those footage that I got, and then from what I remember from when I was actually at the party, and then from the notes that I was taking from there. So basically, boom, the general ticket. I reached there pretty early, and I was actually just waiting to actually go into the party. So first thing I actually did was, I'm there, and I'm not rich, I just went with a good enough money to actually. My thinking was that I actually can buy maybe one liquor if I'm interested, but I never really went with a whole lot of money. So basically, when I went to buy a juice because I'm saying, okay, the party has started. Let me actually just go buy a juice to let me just cool myself down before the party. Went to buy one of the juice, bro. And these are juices that I usually pay like around $100, at most $150 for those drinks. When I actually went to buy the vendor is like, it's $250. I'm like, bro. So that was one of the things that I actually kind of forgot about the party scene, was that the tax, bro. They add extra prices to the drink and the liquor and such, and I totally forgot about that. So actually, basically when I went there, I saw this. I have to call it the Alkaline tax because, bro, the prices that I saw, bro, out of this world, and that drinks price was outside of the party. You don't want you don't want to mention the prices when I actually went into the party, isn't it? So okay now. So we're in the party now. We're in the party. Actually went through. So the first hour of the party, this is the Alkaline festival now. No Alkaline song. Yeah, they're playing every other person but the Alkaline song. I'm like, yo, bro. I come to listen to some Alkaline song, bro. Not one. They're playing everything but the Alkaline song. You know, because it's not the artist actually playing this time. It was the DJ mixing up some songs and just playing it because it wasn't time for the official artist to actually come out and perform it. So I'm basically seeing all these songs coming out, no Alkaline song. I'm like, bruh, you know. And during this time, you know, a good amount of the fans were out, you know. So having no Alkaline song playing the first hour kind of remind me again of one of the things I didn't like about the party scene, you know. Like during the party scene back when I was at university, there, so you know, usually when you go to these parties and such like that, you go to maybe dance with a girl or such like that. But for some reason, they always end up playing either some song where basically you're doing dance moves or some song for like Badman or something like that. You know, that's what they would call it, a Badman tune or such. But yo, we go to the party to actually dance with girls, bro. But they just want they just minimize it. The song that you would do for dance with the girls, and they just add in more of the dancing and the Badman tune song. You know, so that was one of the things that I kind of hate about the dancing in the partying scene, and actually going there and seeing that again, you know, it does kind of remind me. Next thing now was boom. So Alkaline is one of the big artists in the dancehall space. One of the next one of the next big ones, which I actually did a reaction to one his most recent album also, was Vybz Kartel. And you may not know this, but you know, since they're the two big artists, there's kind of a rivalry and such like that. And one of the things that made that Alkaline did in his early career was to separate himself from the rest, was kind of not disassociate from Vybz Kartel, because you know Vybz Kartel was the man running the dancehall space and such like that. So people, you know, he was doing well and such like that. So most artists coming up usually would just acknowledge Vybz Kartel and said, okay, yeah, they are Gaza fan and such like that to actually, because yeah, he was putting out some good songs and that. But Alkaline said no, I'm going to disassociate from him. You know, not saying I'm a hater or not or whatnot, but no, my thing is vendetta. I don't really, you know, my thing is different from him. You know, I'm going my own lane and such like that. But people always compare, because you know, when I get reaching the big leagues, you have to compare yourself to the top man, and Vybz Kartel was the top man. So all those comparisons was always there. But you know, hearing a Vybz Kartel, so all that to say, you know, hearing a Vybz Kartel song played in Alkaline's party before an Alkaline song get played, you know, it kind of say something. You know, that's a big L for the DJ. That's a big L for the DJ, in my opinion. So yo, 1 hour and 28 minutes now into the party, the first Alkaline song play, and that was basically the old one for the night before he actually come onto the stage. Yeah. So the next thing now, so if you have listened to the podcast and such like that, you'd have known that I do dance lessons with one of my previous guests that is on the podcast. So the funniest thing is, a week before, I learned like a certain dance move in the dance studio from the guests. So when I went to the party now, I never realized that was the song that they were playing. But when I look to the side, I see some of the fans doing the dance move that I learned in the in the dance party, I'm like, in the party, I'm like, yo, bro, isn't this the same dance move that I learned last week? And that was the moment when I realized that, yo, this dance teacher is legit, it's legit because I actually did the dance move one time in the party, and I was pretty proud of myself. And you have to, for people don't understand, back in the days, I was I was not really a partying person. So when I actually go into the partying scene, I was really bad at dancing. So much so that in the end, in my third year, I got an award for the worst dancer on the hall. So that was one of the other reasons why I kind of left the party scene because hey, if I can't dance and I don't really like the partying thing, it never made any sense. But seeing that dance move that I actually learned in the dance session like a week before happening in the dance party really solidify the boss, the guest craft, and made me feel proud. So okay, now into the artists. So the first artist. So most of these artists I'm seeing for the first time because I'm not really a dancehall fan. But I went there to basically see Alkaline, because during this downtime I started to listen to more dancehall and Alkaline was one of the big artists at the time, so I ended up listening to a lot of his songs. But when I actually went to the party now, there's a lot more artists that were on the roster, so I had to actually listen to them before him. So basically now the first artist, I think his name is Sherdon, One Zone. Yeah, first artist, he did pretty well. I had to give him his rating. He had the vibes, the crowd was loving it. And I have to really congratulate the boss, man. It was a nice introduction back into the dancehall space, See, as him as the first artist to really get me back into the vibes of dancehall. The second artist now was named Nvasion. And his session was great, bro, because the man have a song, that hits home so well. The song it's called, Them Girl Are Wicked, and it's basically is like, the experiences that he has gone through with woman make you realize that all the things that he thought about women were wrong, and these women are wicked, bro. so for my female fans, it's nothing personal, but you have to understand, you have some bad traits, we have some bad traits, but society always forces us to not acknowledge them. But this man in this song acknowledge that these women are wicked, bro, and I hit home, so I have to give him his prop for that, and he killed his part, killed his part. So the third artist now was the first female artist. And I think her name was Prettii Prettii. She did her thing. The crowd did like her. And she had the vibes. I actually see it. And I was pretty happy, Can't complain. The fourth artist now was named Kacique. And I know of him back from my university days. Back then, he was an upcoming artist, but he was mostly known by the university people. So that's how basically I heard of him before, was because a lot of university people, and I think he would be at university parties as well. So that's where he basically got his start. But that was from 2015 to 2018, But he's a bigger artist now than from then. And then the host was giving him the challenge to see if that he could get the crowd hype. And, he actually did have a vibes on stage and, people know his lyrics based on what I saw. So New Rules, he killed his part, And it was from where I actually know him from. Not really know of him, but heard of him from to where he's at now, the New Rules party. It's a good stage for him to get some more funds. And I can't complain, But I still did segment. So the fifth artist now is called Knaxx. I didn't know him, but to me it was partly I gave him okay, because I never really know him. So really, I never really got much of his lyrics, but can't say he did pretty solid. People were hype. So I can't really say he didn't not do well. The sixth artist now was the second female artist, Marcy Chin, and bro, she killed her part of the performance. One of the funny thing was, her part of the performance. She asked like one of the audience. She asked the audience to see if they could bring someone up there that who could dance better than her backup dancers. And one of the dancer, the girl in the audience actually went up there dancing, and actually, the girl was dancing better than the backup dancers, bro. And the backup dancers are actually practicing for this event from when. So it's like this girl the way she dance is like this girl did not study her lyrics. I know the dance move to the T. It's like, she killed it on the stage. And I think she ended up, winning some money or something like that. So, it was well deserved, and the female artist, Marcy Chin, actually killed her part, Can't lie. So the seventh artist now was the third female artist, and this one is called Stalk Ashely. And bro, it's the first time I've ever heard of her and seen her. But it's like, bro, as the second she touched the stage and start singing, bro, I fell in love, bro. It's like, couldn't take my eyes off her at all. And the performance was great as well. So that's basically a 2-for-1 special. The girl looked good and she performing well. It was basically a 2-for-1 special, bro. Stalk Ashely. Killed it. The eighth artist now is called waata. My opinion is that he did alright. He had the energy on the stage, and it's the first time I ever heard of him. But I can't complain. It was a solid performance. I guess some of the crowd actually were hyped, so can't complain. The ninth artist is called Javilani. They're solid. The crowd did like it, and I guess I don't really know of him, but I kind of know of him, in that when I traveling around, based on what he was singing, I kind of realized that okay, I heard of his song before, So when I actually see him perform, it's like, oh, I can't complain. The 10th artist now is called 450. And he did good to me. And the crowd did feel his energy. The boss had a great stage present. And the crowd feeling the energy. So I had to really give him props for that. Can't complain. Can't complain. Boss did this thing. The 11th artist, Star Captain, was an artist from the Vendetta camp. Which would basically mean is one of the artists that Alkaline signed. It was one of the funniest performances, bro, because I never know him. But one of the songs that he did with Alkaline in a name which is named Wait Your Turn. I love that song, But when he touched the stage, I never knew that it was him. And basically throughout his performance, low on booze he got. Low on booze. And but part of me they kind of like it perform because regardless of the booze or not, the boss just do his thing, just do his thing and I carry on. But I never knew it was him until the last song he sang, which was basically he was doing his part of Wait a Turn, and then I realized, oh, that's him. You see me? So it's one of those things where I realized that you could be really good in this song, but performance can be really bad. So the boss have something to work on. So after this now, I think there was like no other artist after then was the vibes was kind of chill out. You know, this time I kind of get into the partying mood, and I felt the vibes of the songs that the DJ were playing, and I felt the vibes. You know, got into it, and the vibes was chill. And then the next thing what happened, bro, stampede. So yo, it's like, so I was, as I said, I'm in the general section, and what the general people do is they watch the performance from like a big TV, but the VIP actually get to see the performance right beside the stage. So it's like, I think what happened was like, yo, they were letting in some VIP people, and it's like people start bursting down the gate, and eventually people start running into it like it's like a stampede, to the point that the security have to basically say, okay, let's just it don't make sense to fight it. You know, you have to just make them go in. So basically, majority of the general people got to see VIP experience. But I never really actually went into the VIP section, because the place where I was at the TV, it was right basically at the front, and I didn't want to really give up that for something unsure. So it makes sense that I stay there. So the next thing now, the next thing I want to say is that, you know, that stampede thing is kind of one of this next thing that I never like about the partying thing, because, you know, that's the thing about the partying in these situations. It's so free for all that anything can happen, anything dangerous or such like that can happen. You know, you can do all the security checks or what, but anything, something random like this can happen. I think I heard also that someone actually climbed over the gate. You know, so it's like it's too random, regardless of the security. I guess over time maybe they will get better, but it's one of those things that I never like about it as well. So the 12th artist now was the 4th female artist, and she's called Macka Diamond. And she did well. She did well. She was one of the biggest female dancer artists when I was growing up, but in 2022, one of our main obstacle was that her age, you know, because she's one of the older dancer artists now. So because of her age, the stereotype was that, basically the younger generation would not actually like her, you know. She was basically played out, but Macka Diamond is still relevant, still doing good. You know, I feel her energy and I feel the hype, I can't deny it, you know. She killed it. The 13th artist now, the 13th artist is called Aidonia. And he was one of the biggest dancer artists as well when I was coming up. And I boss killed his stage performance as well. But he is a very experienced person coming onto the scene, so I guess it was expected that he would kill it, because none of the people would have known his song, you know, so it would make sense. And for his performance, he also brought on 3 artists that he actually signed, so it's 1 female and 2 males, and those artists actually killed their part as well, and I actually like their performance. The 14th artist now was one of the new generation top artists. It's named Skeng, you know. I guess this one is one of the big artists that came up during the Corona saga. So during the Corona saga, I guess you have a couple I guess I'll mention some other artists that came up during the Corona saga. Next one was Killebeng, which kind of mentioned in one of my previous episodes. So that's another one. I guess this one is a newer one that I never heard of until actually I went to the party. But I guess he killed his performance, bro. The boss was like a rock star on the stage, and the people was loving his performance and such. And then also Stalk Ashely actually came on and actually did a performance with him as well, because I think they did a song together. So she come back on, did a performance with her as well. So basically, his performance was, and I felt the energy, I feel the hype when he was performing. Feel the hype. But here is where we reach now the last performance now. The last performance, but definitely not the least, the man that we actually came to saw. The man himself, Alkaline, the man himself, bro. Yo. Like, suddenly, when he actually came out to come on the stage, bro, the TV started to malfunction. And if you actually look at the highlight, the video that I caught, if you check out the Frame Mindset Podcast Instagram page, you'll see it. But it started to work, it chip in and chip out, and it was it was bad, but it never really take away from the performance, cause my superstition is that because it was a general, we pay general ticket and not VIP, I think that could be kind of on purpose, but I don't want. I'm kidding. No, but it was too convenient, We're basically the biggest man that we all come to see, and because we pay the cheapest ticket, we get we get the chip in and chip out ticket. It's too coincidental, too coincidental. But back to the boss. From a step out of the car, bro. Yeah, I feel the energy. I feel hype. It's like, if I remember from the previous episode, I said part of me might just feel the fandom, because Alkaline would be like a celebrity or something like that. But yeah, I that's what I actually feel. Like, I feel the energy of the boss coming on to the stage. And it's like, yo, excited, excited. So yeah, the first song that he performed was his most recent song that he released, and it's a song called Static. And it's because I was such a fan, during this whole I guess this whole period, me getting back into dance and whatnot. That basically when he started singing it, even me know the song word for word. Just like the Vendetta fans, Everybody was singing along. Everybody singing the song, and it's like, yo, the whole crowd feel hype. I was like, yo, the man himself on the stage, killing it. Everybody is singing it word for word. The second song was the second most recent release song that he released, named Volume, and the song was hype, bro. And the Vendetta fans basically know the song too. But one of the things was that the band and his backup singer made the performance sound way better than the actual song that is up on YouTube and the various music platform, The backup singer and the band just made it sound extra shot. The third song he sang was Champion Boy, one of his older release. It's still a great song. Crow love it so much. The Crow love it so much. It's one of the artists that performed before him, Marcy, get caught on the camera singing this song as well. That's how. That's basically how how to say the boss big. The boss big. Can't deny it. When even the dance artists have to say, it sang tough. Yeah. So the fourth song was After All, one of his older release, and that thing was a banger, and everybody love it. Me singing to it as well. The fifth song, all about the money, ATM, all about the money, bro. Old song, but still a great. And Crow singing along, me singing along as well. Excited. The sixth song that he sang was Juggernaut. Older release, banger, great song as well. Crow loving it, me loving it as well. We are singing along. The seventh song was the song that I talked about in my pre-reaction, the previous episode, Formula. Yeah, the boss had to sing it, bro, just to remind the fans that yes, you still have the formula, bro. They still have the formula. they didn't want him here. So he went away, came back with the formula. You know, and you know, the formula is still working, bro, because the boss is killing it. The fans loving it, bro. The eighth song that he sang was City or Release, but it was great songs. Yeah, it's like his song don't age. You know, his song once you become an Alkaline fan, every one of his song does shot. You know, the ninth song that he was called Fast, not all release, still a banger. The 10th song, Perfect, a kind of all release, but banger. At this point, the boss got drawn into the crowd. You know, it's like he was touching one of the fans, and the female fans, Vendetta fans, pulled him into the stage. So, yo, the female fans that paid the VIP and actually got to touch him and really get their money's worth there. You know, get to actually touch the boss himself and such. The 11th song that he sang was My Side of the Story or Release, still a banger. 12th song, Move Mountains or Release, still a great song. 13th song, Black and Delete or Release, still killing it. And you know, the fans was loving it. I was loving it. You know, I'm singing along as well because all these songs I've listened to him. I'm basically still listening to them now as we speak, and it's still great. The 14th song that he released, what he sang was Weekend, which was a new release, and the crowd loved it. I never really knew the words of that song, but you know, the crowd was loving it, the crowd was singing it, and I can't killing it as well. The 15th song, Spoil You, or Release, still banger. The 16th song, Hostage, a new release, and a song from this most recent album, Top Prize, that I actually did a review on. Crow was loving it, man. I think on my reaction, I actually gave it a 6 or something like that, because it was a song dedicated for the females, and I guess what I say was kind of relevant in the sense that that song is great in the party scene, which when I hear it, yeah, it was great there, but outside, it's iffy. I guess I don't really listen to that song, outside of the party scene, but in the party scene, in the festival, it was really appropriate and it was great. You know, the girl, Vendetta females, them was loving it, you know. 17th song was In This World, you know, one of its older release and more conscious song, you know, where it started to talk about the struggles in Jamaica and such. The crow was loving it, me was loving it as well, singing along. The 18th song is called Real Dogs, you know, or Release. Crow loving it. 19th song, Nah Feel Like. Which means you don't have to like him, you know. Crow was loving it. And I think this one is a more recent release, but it's kind of old release as well. The 20th song is called Cree, one of the recent release from his most recent album, Top Prize. Yeah, Crow was loving it. And the last song that he performed was Ocean Waves, which was a recent release from his most recent album, Top Prize as well. So that was the last song, and then he just actually say, boom, new rules, love, and just take off stage, no long talking, just do his thing, came off the stage, and that was it. And it was hype though. It was hype, So I guess one thing that because I said this review is coming a few days after the party, and I guess I've been seeing some of the reviews, and one of the things that I saw was that people saying, okay, it's his festival and his performance was like 29 minutes, but the boss sing 21 song and all his song was bangers, bro. And the crowd was loving it. So even though it's 29 minutes, bro, we get the money worth. We feed the hype of the boss. and this is not the first new rules. And I saw a video on YouTube of its older new rules party, new rules thing, and the fans, the way I performed back then and how the crowd were receiving it back then to where how they're receiving it now. Yeah, it's like the vendor fans really loving it better this time, better. It's like the man sounds better, the fans loving it better, yeah, it was better, it was great, 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 great. Can't complain, the boss killed it. Some other things, was like the band changes, like basically throughout, as I said, there was what I said, so there were 15 artists that played throughout the throughout the night. Different band have to come on to actually switch off during certain artist time. So basically, like, few artists will play with one band, then the band will change, and then if the other artists will play for those bands, and so that actually took up a lot of the time. So that was kind of a negative, but it was kind of positive for me as well, because while it was kind of frustrating, it actually kind of helped in my favor, because, as I said, when I went to the party, I had no place to stay. So I actually kind of wanted the party to actually last the whole night, and it kind of did. So it actually finished like 3 a.m. So doing that allowed me to actually could just basically sit out the next 3 hours until it was 6 a.m. and then I could just simply start looking at taxi to go home. Yeah. But other from that now, bro, as I said, the Alkaline tax are I think this is the first party that I'm going outside of the university. So I guess that's the real world pricing plus the Alkaline tax. Like, bro, I look at the price of the liquor, and I went to the party with like maybe $2,000. The cheapest alcoholic drink was like over $1,000. Over $1,000. I'm like, bro, that no. Yeah, if I actually bought something, it would just be one drink for the night. So I had to say, okay, no alcoholic drink that night. I just bought 2 energy drink, with for $500, and I enjoy my session. But bro, those prices was outrageous. I see some prices for $23,000. The price of the ticket to go in is $3,800, and they are drink alcohol selling for $23,000. What in the world, bro? What in the world? That's wild. That's wild. That's wild. That's wild. But overall, it was great. The Vendetta fans, they came out. It was a large stadium, and it was basically full. Maybe it's not full, maybe it was, but it was full. But they came out and supported, and it was a great experience to see the man himself performing live. And like this performance was a more better, based on what I saw from the previous new rules that I saw. He came out better. The fans were loving him better, and the support was better. And the thing is, he got to introduce new artists to the scene. New artists get to prove themselves to the Vendetta fans, because most of the people just come out to support Alkaline. As me, I came to see the man. So the people that came before him actually got to say, okay, this is my talent, and if you like it or not, you can support me afterwards in not only Alkaline. And I guess maybe some may get some new fans from here, me get some new bookings, get to perform some more places, because if Alkaline sign you and actually perform and such like that, maybe other people will want to sign you as well. Being the bigger artist now. I can't say it's the biggest. I can kind of say it's the biggest now. Since it's free. The other big artists is in jail. Yeah, so it was great. It was great, and I enjoyed it. It was worth the money. The liquor prices was off the wall, bro. But I loved it. Yeah, man. So that's it. Basically, it for my reaction for the New Rules Festival. And look forward for the next episode. Thank you for listening. One of the things that I kind of also forgot to mention was that I think there was two artists that did actually get to perform due to whatever reason, sickness or whatever. And one of them was like one of the biggest artists, dance artists, from when I was growing up, Elephant Man, and there was another one called and there's a new one, the newer dance artist. I think his name was Intense or something like that. They didn't get to perform due to whatever reason, but with how everything was going, I think if they perform, the show would be way better and such. That's how great the festival was. Like, more artists, more vibes, bro. Yeah, but I forgot to mention that. So yeah, that's it for this episode. Thank you for listening. I look forward for the next episode.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter @ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
We're going to talk about being house poor. The term. It's a term that I've heard a lot, and I would say I'm in that position, but with the situation that I'm in now, it's a good term to actually not really call myself, but it's a good state of being. In that. It's a term that you should know, before in this home ownership business, being house poor. But it's one of those good things where, before I start on this journey, it's a good thing that I actually watch. I watch a lot of real estate, all kind of stuff, because it's one of those things where I realize that